Frankie Spankie.
Following Frankie's short stint at Zoo World, he decided to go it alone and open a gorilla sanctuary. Securing the land and facilities, he now needed 3 large, formidable silverback gorillas. Rumor has it, there was a mountainous man in Uganda that was famed for catching the largest silverbacks around. Purchasing a ticket, he set off to Africa to seek out the famous gorilla catcher. Arriving in Kampala, Frankie asked around and quickly discovered the man hung out at Hunter's Bar. Arriving at the establishment, Frankie spied a huge, unruly chap sitting at the bar. Rather nervous, Frankie approaches the man.
Excuse me, sir. Would you happen to be the famous gorilla catcher?
Yup, that's me, son. All I need is my gun, my Land Rover Defender, and me dog, Reek.
Striking a deal, they agreed to leave first thing the following day. On the road for most of the day, it was not until late evening by the time they reached the forest. Setting up the camp, they rested before the big day. Waking up early, they commenced their track through the dense forest, and it wasn't long until they spotted their first silverback gorilla. Getting out of the truck, the mountainous man releases Reek and strolls over to the tree occupied by the gorilla. Wrapping his enormous arms around the tree, he shook it like no tomorrow, and sure enough, the gorilla, unable to keep its grip, fell to the forest floor. Reek was waiting just below the tree. Bent down with his bum in the air, its butt exploded on impact. Whatever it was that vented from the dog, it singed the gorilla's hair, burnt the surrounding plants, and left the beast motionless on the ground. After shouting a command and waiting momentarily for the gas to dissipate, the gorilla catcher calmly walked over, picked up the silverback, and threw him in the cage with the dog. They went deeper into the jungle until coming across yet another large gorilla. Once again, the catcher let the dog out of the cage, embraced the tree, and shook the silverback free. Milliseconds later. Within seconds, the poor beast was on the ground, gasped, quivering, and unconscious before being dispatched to the cage. Continuing on their way, and now in the deepest part of the jungle, they came across the most magnificent sight. Up high, in a gigantic mahogany, sat the largest silverback Frankie had ever seen. The beast looked furious for being disturbed. Stopping the truck, the catcher got out, released Reek, and walked over to the tree's trunk. Using all his strength, he tried shaking the enormous tree, but to little effect. He tried again. Still nothing. Feeling rather defeated, the catcher walked back to Frankie, who was sitting in the safety of the truck.
Okay, as you just observed, I can't budge that tree. We're gonna need to use Plan B.
Plan B? What's Plan B?
Well, I'm gonna climb up there and wrestle that gorilla.
Is that really a good idea?
Yeah, it could be.
At that moment, the catcher reaches into the truck and takes out a rifle and hands it to Frankie.
Now listen, son. Listen up good. Things are gonna get pretty hairy up there. Now, if I succeed in dislodging that gorilla, and it falls, that's fantastic. But if I happen to hit the ground, shoot the friggin' dog.
Why not give the good old like button a gentle little massage? If you don't want to miss my future ventures, make sure you bash the subscribe button.